Hey, welcome to the 30. This is Patrick. I want to welcome you to the 30 on this new week. And we have a wonderful young man, a budding entrepreneur. And we're going to talk goodies. We're going to talk not just goodies, but supreme goodies, whether it is cakes, pies, cookies. We have a young man that is venturing out and he is looking to go just not local, national, and international. Let's get this party started. Again, we want to welcome you to the 30. This is your host, Patrick. And if this is your first time watching or viewing the 30, I want to thank you. We do this each and every week where we focus on entrepreneurs, small business owners, leaders, or those that are doing some positive things in the community and beyond. So welcome once again. Tonight, we have a young man who is started a business and he's just about ready to expand even more. His name is Asad Mohammed, and he's the founder of Taste of Supreme, which is a gourmet bakery located here in Rochester, New York. So without further ado, we are going to be talking about goodies. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be an exciting time for the next 25 minutes. Asad, yes. Welcome to the 30.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Patrick, for having me.
So tell us about Taste of Supreme. What is the Taste of Supreme?
What is the taste? Oh, thank you again. So what is Taste of Supreme? So Taste of Supreme, I got started with the idea back in 2011. And it's actually a long story as to how I came up with the name Taste of Supreme. I was actually 11 or 12 at the time, and my mother had signed me up for BizKids, Adventures in Fun for Profit, through the city of Rochester. And when I was in the program, we were going through one of our business brainstorming ideas and sessions. And on this particular day, we were coming up with business names. And so I started to brainstorm, and I came up with the name A Taste of Supreme Bakery.
Okay.
And so that's where the name A Taste of Supreme Bakery came from.
So those that don't know what Taste of Supreme is, what do you sell? What do you market? Tell us a little bit about it.
Excellent. So Taste of Supreme is your gourmet bakery in upstate New York. Our promise is health. We're 100% gluten free, and we have vegan goodies and a growing vegan selection of products. We focus. We like to call what I have a philosophy. So I call everything that I make a creation, because it really is a creation. It's an idea. It's different. It's a specialty item. It's not something that you'll see on the market and in terms of like a generic, because it's not. It's specialty. So everything we make is 100% gluten free. It's vegan. It's wholesome. It's delicious. It's really, really good. And we focus on very key points here. We protein, high fiber, low sugar options, high protein, again, low carb and better carb options, organic based ingredients or non-GMO, and also soy free, and all natural clean ingredients. The focus is to be friendly to people who are allergic, who are allergy sensitive, and also looking to have a healthier way of eating. So the concept I have here is healthy alternative baking.
Oh, nice. Okay. So Asad, do you bake your own products, or is someone bakes them for you?
So yeah, right now actually I'm like the guy who does everything. I'm sort of like in the and that's that's one of the cool things about being an entrepreneur is
Right.
that before you become above ground or above water, you as an entrepreneur, you have to be able to have a wide range or wide spectrum of abilities, and that's cool because it makes you a well-rounded individual. So for me, I come up with the recipes, I bake them, I market them, I do my finance, I do everything that I am the business, but really it's the concept, it's the idea that I've been blessed with. And yeah, so I have hired, and I do hire on a need basis, and
Sure.
there you go.
So, and that's what entrepreneurship is all about, right? Is that you start small, you have a dream, and you act on the dream, and you just implement, whether it's yourself or others, but you start with you, and then as you grow, you can expand. So tell us about where the idea. I read on it on your bio and your website that you were a young child. I think it said 7 years old, and you were in the kitchen with your mom. Tell us about that story, because that's a pretty neat story.
So I was 7, and I got the chair in the kitchen counter in the kitchen to reach the counter to help my mother make cookies. And I was a homeschool student. I spent most of my secondary education, elementary and high school, and at home. So I was homeschooled 15 years. And so my mother was my first teacher. She was my first inspiration educationally, emotionally, and just a good nursing me into life as her child. And so I had 8 brothers and sisters. So even though I was homeschooled, I always had folks to talk to and be around. So my mom would make these wonderful breakfasts and lunches, and during school hours, and I would always look forward to lunchtime to having lunch because the food just smelled so delicious. And what I really enjoyed was when we had what was called chemistry in the kitchen classes, where my mom was teaching us chemistry through cooking. And I really thought that was neat because I love science and I love studying biology and chemistry. And so I started to be scientific in the kitchen. As I saw her doing things, I started, taking out bowls under the counter and playing around and with flour and stuff. And then I started to make pizza and things for the family. And
so you've always
seeing her there, it's nice. Yeah.
So you've always had then this passion for, I'm getting some feedback there. So you've always had this passion for cooking then, based on your spending time with your mom in the kitchen, right?
Yes.
Okay. So where did it go from the kitchen to a business?
Yeah. So, I was actually surprised when the opportunity to start the business came to me. I'll tell you a little story. So, my father and another gentleman were always talking about, because my father's had this building and he wanted to do this friend of his wanted to do like a fish market / bakery, and they always were talking about it, and I had to be like 10 at the time, and it never happened. And I sort of got frustrated because I really liked the idea, and I was like, oh man, I'm so small. I was thinking, literally in my head I was saying I'm so small, but this idea they're talking about, as I'm like eavesdropping, I'm like, at my little brain, I just like, I think this is cool, and I don't see this idea, and so I said, you know what, I want to do this, and I never told them this at all, But as I'm in the kitchen cooking with my mom, I'm thinking, you know what, they're talking about a business. I want to do this idea, but I don't have any money, and I'm just a kid. That always resonated with me, and so I said, you know what, I'm gonna open a bakery because this sounds really cool what they're talking about. and I want to open a bakery. And so when my mom signed me up for Biz Kids, that little conversation that I heard in the background as 10 years old, and it came to my mind. Hold on, no, I was in the program. I said, you know what, I can start a bakery. That's what I'm gonna focus on in this program. And then they were so impressed at Biz Kids with my excitement and enthusiasm for entrepreneurship, they told the Young Entrepreneurs Academy about me. And they had sent me a letter in the mail saying, oh, you got a scholarship. And so they said, come to our orientation at the Boys and Girls Club. And I was in Biz Kids at the age of 12. And so when I turned 13, the time came for the orientation at the Boys and Girls Club. I'm in the orientation class and they're saying, you're going to start a business. And I'm like, oh.
Wow. Confirmation, huh?
Yeah.
Now, Pam has a question here for you. And if you want to speak to Asad, if you have a question for him or a comment, you can just drop it in the comments field. Pam says, why are you called the bean guy? So why are you called the bean guy, Asad?
Yeah. I honestly, I don't know where that actually came from, other than the fact that I was known for my first product, which is I call it the Bean Supreme Pie, and people always know me about, oh, this guy, he's selling bean pies. He's selling pies made from beans. Is it something savory? Do I have it for dinner? Do I have it? I was at the public market when I first started. First day, like, oh, I would have it for dinner. I was like, no, it's a dessert. And you're like, really? And so I was like, yeah, I said, taste it, try it. I was doing samples, and I just started making. I said, everything I make, I have to put beans in it because I want you guys to have protein. I want it to be nutritious. And people are like, okay, we'll try it. And this is pretty good. They started telling their friends. And then I think people just started calling me the bean guy. Hey, oh, you're the guy with the pies. Oh, no, bean guy. So that's how bean came, because I just started putting beans in everything.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
So how has COVID impacted your business in any way? Has it? And if so, how?
Yeah, definitely. COVID has definitely changed the business. For one, I'm just a little levity here, a little joke or something. I was at the market and everybody used to always know that, I would say free samples, and it's I even have one guy even knows me by free sample, he calls me that, free sample, and now I can't offer free samples because of COVID.
Right.
So, so that's one thing. So one thing, and it actually helped me save on product because now I don't have to worry about making all
free
these
samples.
Free samples.
That's good.
So that's nice. And actually, I've been just so thankful. I'm gratitude is the best attitude in my opinion, and so I'm just so thankful for. I'm thankful for God's blessings, and that's actually a part of the name Supreme. But I am just so thankful because even during COVID, there's been a lot of the city of Rochester has had a lot of support for small businesses, a lot of different grants and things to help businesses get through the months. There was some months that I had to really go on pause, especially when the pandemic was in during the gestation period and things would started really things started to close down and stuff. So I was closed for on pause for a month or two but the city had resources to help with that, and I appreciated it. And but the business actually now we're embarking on an expansion. So customers, what I realized through the pandemic is that you really get to see people who really appreciate what you do, and so I'm very thankful again to the Lord Creator, and that is a very important part of my inspiration is my spirituality. But I'm very grateful, and for people in them showering their gratefulness for my work and what I'm doing. It's them energizing me and them showing their appreciation. I'm just so grateful. So during the pandemic, I'm seeing the company loyalty of the customer loyalty, and it's phenomenal. People are still supporting, and it's amazing.
That's great. So Asad, how old are you?
So I'm 24.
Wow.
Right now. Yeah.
So you're 24 and started your business how many years ago?
So I was 14 when I started my business.
14 when you started Taste of Supreme.
Yeah, 10 years.
Wow, that is awesome. Now you mentioned that you have an expansion plan, and you and I talked about it earlier this afternoon. tell our viewers about the expansion and what are some of your goals going forward for Taste of Supreme.
Yeah. When I first started the company, and even now, I work in cooperation with the Boys and Girls Club. So grateful for them. So grateful. Now the bakery is on a new trajectory of Taste of Supreme having its own storefront retail in the city. And obviously we had it at the public market, but now a home for the bakery. People can come, they can see it when they drive by. Taste of Supreme, and that is where Monroe Avenue is where I have that happening soon, God willing. So the objective where I see the business going is Taste Supreme is to become a household name, and it is to revolutionize the way people think about food, and that's the goal. That's the objective. Nutrition and everything you eat, even a pastry. That's the goal. A big part of my philosophy is that everything is that I must be a smart consumer, and so Taste Supreme is to foster, to nourish that idea of, to help people realize that, not realize, but to just help them see that yes, being a smart consumer is being a consumer. And Taste Supreme, we're here to make people happy. That's the end goal, is to and it's make people happy. And the first goal is to promise them health, because what other better way to make people happy than to make them healthy and giving them healthy options.
That's great. Yeah, I would love to have, and I haven't tasted any of your products yet, but I've heard some good things about it. I've always wanted to. When is someone going to truly market vegan products, like sort of on a broad scale, right? Because I am between vegetarian and vegan. The only thing that's stopping me is the sweets. So if I can have those vegan products in terms of cookies and cakes and stuff, then I'm well on my way. So thank you. It's great. So tell us about, let's say now you're 24 years old. Someone listening or watching you and says, wow, I have this dream of opening up my own business. What should I do? What can you tell, whether young or mature individuals, about going after their dream and actually implementing what they've dreamed about?
Oh, that's a great question. So the first bit of advice from sense experience is what people like, the cliche is, experience is the best teacher, and I agree with that in a lot of ways. So from my experience, I would just say, as a first note of advice, that find your interests, right? Find your interests. And the reason why I say interests is because I'm sure you want to be able to make a selection. You want to write down everything you're interested in, and then think of, in terms of, I'm talking economics now, microeconomic factors, macroeconomic factors, the opportunities that exist in those arenas, and which of your interests is most easily or attached to an opportunity that exists. So if that makes sense.
Sure, it does make sense. Yep.
Yeah. So attaching that interest of yours from your group of interests that has the most promising opportunity.
Good. And is that the process that you use to start Taste of Supreme? Yes. Okay. Yeah. And I'm sure you probably had faith, as you are someone who believes, right? And you probably have faith that it was time to go, and faith that it was going to be successful. Is that part of the equation as well?
Yes. Yes. Faith is a very important. I'd say it's the most important. It's the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
Mm-hmm.
That's the so faith is very important. It's before you have an idea. The materialization of it. It's first an idea. It's in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had to think on it. That with mentors. So a very important part of helping your idea come into fruition is you need a great support system. You need people around you who believe in your abilities, and you also need people who are actual coaches and mentors in the thing that you actually want to achieve. So in the Young Entrepreneurs Academy, they actually supplied us young entrepreneurs, and including myself being a part of that, with a mentor that actually helped me say, okay, Assad, this is your business plan. See, you have an idea, Assad, but now you have to put it on paper. Now you have to plan it out. And as I would have my writing sessions and writing it down, they said, okay, you see all this stuff you talked about. Now you have to go and do research. Now you have to see, if you want to do this, what are some very important things that need to happen before you do this? What are the requirements? What are the prerequisites that you need in order to start this? Do your research. I did that. For example, having food certifications if you're going into food, knowing what type of business you're going to open, what type of business certifications you're going to need, all those different things. Yeah.
Good.
Definitely.
Awesome. Let's. Pam has another one here. Since 10 years have passed, what have you learned that you will tell a 14-year-old self? It's a good one. So at 24 years old now, what have you learned that you would tell you at 14, or even someone else that wants to start their business that's 14 years old?
Thank you, Pam, for the question. That's a nice. I would say keep moving with your idea, despite the odds. And I got to be honest, I learned that from a mentor. Keep moving, and he told me that from a mentor that he had. And I want to give credit where credit's due. The guy's name is Patrick Burke. Right. I actually had a mentorship with him, a summer internship with him. And he was telling me about his experiences that he said, had he known how hard it would have been to be an entrepreneur, he would have never decided to be an entrepreneur.
That's a wise man. Usually Patricks are pretty wise. That's a wise piece.
I didn't even mean
Yeah, it is. I can attest to what Patrick Burke was said. It is not always easy and glamorous for what people think. You don't wake up and says, okay, I'm going to be truly successful right now. It's a process. And I'm sure you've seen from your process, or from 10 years ago, you've gone through some ups and downs as well. Yeah. Speak to give me one up and maybe one down that you've experienced in the last 10 years?
So when I was getting ready to go to college, that in 2014, I graduated from Wilson Magnet High School and their IB diploma program. And as an IB student, I was able to take the IB exams, and the U of R looks very nobly upon those. And they say to us, if you can do very well on those exams, then and you can get that diploma, that specific IB diploma, because you passed your exams with our what we require, you can get a good scholarship to come here. And so I was blessed to work hard and get that. And my mom actually and my dad wanted me to go to Wilson for that exact reason, to to be able to get a scholarship to go to U of R. And hard work does pay off, and I thank God for it. And the hard part of that is, okay, now I'm in college, and I've had my business for 3 years, but now I'm going into college, and I have to focus on my studies. So my business sort of was, no, really, it had stopped a lot during my college years for those 4 years. And I was just doing, very little of it just to keep it going. And in those moments, when I really wasn't doing much, because, out of sight, out of mind type thing, it's like I'm so engrossed in my college curriculum that, it's like, oh, I don't really feel like, doing this for my business right now because I'm a little exhausted. And then that's where faith comes in, and going into self and reaching your source of life and asking him to inspire you to, have the drive, even when you physically feel like you don't, to go ahead and, let me look at my business plan. How is it doing? And, all these different things. So going to college was a very challenging time, not only because college itself is challenging, but also maintaining the business so that it at least stays alive while I was studying.
Now, and we have just a couple of minutes left here. Now, you not only have, as you said, the business, but going to school, you're also a graduate of University of Rochester, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what was your degree in?
I studied business with a concentration in finance and accounting.
Wow. Wow. Just one word is just wow. So you now have that knowledge that you can apply to your business for growth. Is that a plan? Definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
So when do you move into this new building, and where do you see the business going after that? So in May is when May, June, the summer, when I plan on going into this new facility on Monroe Avenue in Rochester. And from there, I plan on growing the distribution capabilities of the business and reaching more markets, not just in Rochester, but in upstate New York and in the region. And then from there, who knows wherever else the opportunity is in the country. I hear people, I've actually shipped things to people in Colorado. Okay.
Yeah, and in Massachusetts, in Pennsylvania, people purchased things. So
and that was one of my questions, Asad, is that if someone wanted to purchase something now from you, wanted to purchase some cookies or pies, how do they do that?
So they would just go to www.tasteofsupreme.com, and they can go to the baked goods page and look at our selections, and they can make their selection there.
All right, I'm going to put that up right now so that I can drop that in the chat. So if you want to contact Asad, his number is 585-285-5496, or you can go online to tasteofsupreme.com. Asad, any last words that you have for our viewers?
Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and I would say again, keep moving. Whatever drives you, whatever inspires you, keep moving, because that is how that inspiration is going to stay ignited and fueled, and you'll realize that when you stay to your inspiration and you feed from that, so many doors will open, and the sky's the limit.
And Asad, I want to thank you so very much. I know you will continue to be tremendously successful. And this is a time right now as we celebrate Black History Month. I want to thank you for coming in,
yes,
and giving us a taste of what Asad and what Taste of Supreme is. I look forward to your tremendous success. I will stop by and I will get some cookies, some vegan cookies. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So until we meet again, I'm sure that we'll be chatting in the coming weeks and coming months. So thank you once again for spending some time with us in the 30. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Blessings to you.
Yes.
So we've just been speaking with Asad Mohammed. He is the founder and owner of Taste of Supreme here in Rochester, New York. But he can also be reached if you want to contact him. You can always go to tasteofsupreme.com or give him a call, and he'll be happy to ship some goodies, Supreme goodies out to you. The 30 is brought to you, of course, by C-Rays Thought Pops. If you are looking to have some non-verbal sticks, emoji sticks with a smile, you can contact Cindy Ray at 972-862-0194 or craystoughtpops.com, and she'll be willing to assist you. We want to thank you once again for joining us on the 30. I want to thank Asad for coming into the 30 and talking about his business, Taste of Supreme. Next week, we will have another guest, another entrepreneur. So until then, may God bless you and bless your family. Be safe in whatever you are doing. Make sure that you wear a mask, wash your hands, and social distance. Peace. We'll see you next week.